Hey everybody, it's Phoenix Jira, and I'm about to start something brand new in my backyard. Never done it before. I've always wanted to try and raise chickens. So I was finally able to convince someone to let me, and I'm going to give it a shot. So the first thing I had to do was get all of the supplies. And so I was able to find someone who had a chicken coop for sale. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you a couple things around the yard. All right, so the first thing that we are going to do is remove these ginormous trees. I'm not doing that because of the chicken coop, but I'm going to put a raised bed in front of that area so that I can have a garden. Over here, we are going to remove this gigantic juniper bush and possibly the one next to it. And then over here is where the chicken coop is going to go. And this is what I purchased and moved into the yard today. So this chicken coop was $400. And at first I was going to say, hey, what about $300? But then the person selling it also included all of these materials and literally helped us move it to my house. So it was $400. All right, so it came with these little tools. It came with this lamp that I probably won't use at all. It came with some garden and poultry dust, oyster shells, this little bucket with some fake eggs and some balls in it. Also came with this garbage can that I can clean out and use to store the feed. And then we have the waterer and the feeder. We also was getting rid of this little device that you put on your kitchen counter. You put all your eggs in there and then the freshest one is on the bottom. Kind of like a soda dispenser. And this part is the chicken run. And yes, it needs to be cleaned, and it will be, but it has this little door on the side. Let me get around here. Here we go. Here's the little door, and it has the rope and pulley system that you can open it and let your chickens out. It also has this little sign, duck, duck, goose, and waddle on in. This is the door that I would use to get in and out. Now, it's not very tall. I mean, this door is just above my belly. So I will have to duck to get in. Get it? Duck. Anyway, at the moment it's not attached, and that is so I can clean all of this off. It needs it desperately. They did clean it before I purchased it, but it was just a general, dusting off. I didn't expect them to do anything more than that. It has this little ladder that attaches here so that you can let the chickens out. It has a cord here for electricity. And here is the way you would open this door over here. And it has several different locking mechanisms. In here they had Christmas lights. I will be removing those. And it looks like a little deodorizer. Here are the perches, and I think that they're wide enough. I know I've heard some people say it needs to be like a 2x4, but this looks like about a 2x2. So it might be just fine the way it is. And they had put some of that dust down for me. It has 3 places for them to lay eggs. I'm pretty sure that's too much, but it is what it is. I'm going to be getting 5 chickens here in about 2 weeks. And when I say chickens, I mean chicks. I need to clean this desperately, but what's really nice is it opens up and you can give them some ventilation. You know what, I'm gonna look in here. I think I'm gonna need to add some ventilation because that is the only ventilation I see, and I don't think that's enough. So I think up there, we're gonna add some more so that there's a bit more airflow. Because of course, this will not be open at all times. And here's where you get the eggs. It's a latch system like this, and it drops down. I've seen many of these have a lid that comes up, but I think I prefer this because it'll be easy for me to clean it out. I can just whoosh and take it right on out of there. This is the back of the coop, nothing exciting, but again, I'm thinking we need some ventilation here. We need some more cross air. And then I'm just gonna lean down here, and they were hanging feed or water in here, I'm not sure. And then those two little feeders over there, they had the grit in. I don't know if I'll keep those or not. In the run, there are some hooks up here and some spiders. And they either had the water or the feeder hanging here. Again, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I have them for now over there in the grass, so I don't have to go out and figure out, oh, how am I going to feed them? I have it right now. Now, my plan is at some point to replace this. And I'm going to go get some of the metal mesh, you know, that you can put around here to make it a little more secure. And when I put it in the ground, we will bury some of that into the ground for predators. It also came with all of these pavers. Again, an amazing deal when you include all of the other items to go with it. Over here is where the coop is going to ultimately be. Right now, it's just over here so I can clean it and not make a mess, you know, not make a muddy bog. So I'm gonna probably have this rototilled up. I know I have some bulbs planted there, tulips. I want those out. And these flags are in general where it will go. It's not exact yet. See the two flags over there? I'm also going to get rid of that holly. And there's more over there. I need to get that all out of here. I'll have to kill it. And then the coop and the run will be here. I might try and push it back farther that way if I can. But I have these trees here to provide shade in the summer. This direction over here towards the house, that is the east. So we're now looking south. So the chickens will have the morning sun, and then in about, I don't know, 3 o'clock, it's gonna hit here and it'll have a lot of shade. But in the afternoon when there's a lot of sun, these trees here will give them shade inside the coop, because as you can see the direction of the coop, the actual coop will be over there and the run will be where I'm standing now. Eventually, I might try to do something over here, although I don't know what yet, because right in this spot is where the door would be to let them out into the yard, which I will do sometimes once I get my yard, you know, properly put together for chickens. So anyway, this is just a new project that I am doing and wanted to share. All of these things are probably coming out here in the next couple weeks, and this will be a big blank spot. And we'll end up putting some fine lines in there and things like that. And then right in this area, I'm gonna put the raised garden. And of course, attempt to keep the chickens out of it. Good luck. Back here, I'm thinking we might add a compost pile of some sort. I mean, we could put other animals back there, but at this point, I'm just doing chickens to see if it's even something I want to attempt to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. The Adventures of Phoenix Gira. Okay, and here is the brooder box I made for the new chicks that are coming next week. I used 2 large moving boxes. They are 24 by 18 by 18. And I went ahead and combined them together to make a larger box, because as you can see, The heating plate I have is very large compared to what other people seem to be posting in their videos. But it acts as a brooder. You can prop it up on its side in either direction, and it can act as a heater inside the actual coop. So that's pretty cool. Now I have the water and the feeder ready to go. In the bottom I have I went to the dollar store and I got 2 mats to put down there just for when I get them initially. I'll put shavings in there as well, but I want that so that they don't slip on the box or anything like that. That's a pretty rough surface that they can walk on, and they're from the dollar store, so you know, when they get gross, I'll toss them out. The stick in there is not going to be in there to begin with. That's just for later in case I want to make some sort of a little place for them to sit. I haven't decided on that. I haven't quite made anything yet. Inside this box is another box that kind of a makeshift box. Can you see that? There on each edge. What I'll do is when I go to clean it, I'll just pull that straight out and be able to dump the shavings that are in there and start over again. Eventually it will have to be tossed out, I'm sure. And then I also have a block of wood that I can put in there for them to sit on. So I'm considering making a little perch for them as they get bigger, but they won't need much for right now. Now I'm going to go ahead and go down here and look and see. I have this on right now to test it and see how hot it gets. All right, it's at about 85 degrees right now. I'm gonna leave it there a while longer and see if it gets up to the 90, 95 it's supposed to be at. And if not, then I will lower it. I have it on the second highest setting right now rather than really close down on the ground. So I'm testing this first to see how it goes. And I don't plan on having it here in the house. I'll have it out in the garage and have the window shade open so that they can have daylight and all of that. So we're on, what do they say, off to the races with baby chicks. Oh. Anyway, the coop is all cleaned out and disinfected and ready to be installed in its new location in the yard, but that won't happen for another 2 weeks. But it doesn't really matter because the baby chicks will be in here for several weeks. That is where we're at right now. So this is going to be a new venture for me when it comes to videos, sort of like my backyard videos, starting with the chicken coop.